Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Xavier Walton here at the KHOU 11 studios here off of Westheimer with your social AM update to some of the stories we've been covering overnight into the morning, stories that people are clicking on. This is not very formal, we'll say that. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll do our very best to answer those questions for you. I got Kevin here alongside to help me out. First off, the story, very sad, the Bellaire High School deadly shooting. And we actually just got some new information from officials. The suspect in this case has been charged with manslaughter. However, they are still looking or searching for the gun that was used in this shooting. We don't know the name or identity of the victim yet, or really any of the suspects in this case just yet. We do know that the victim, though, is a 16-year-old. So if you can, please send your condolences, write them there in the comments. Just another sad story when you think about a school, staff, faculty, all those students, what they had to go through yesterday. Just a sad day there at Bellaire High School. Here's what we know so far. Classes today canceled. There are faculty, though, present. This happened yesterday right around 4 o'clock, so a lot of students obviously getting out of school. The suspect in this case, who has now been charged with manslaughter, was apprehended about 3.5 hours later, so just before 8 o'clock last night. Suspect, who is a student, was apprehended. He was actually found hiding behind a dumpster not too far away from the school. Earlier this morning, we were reporting that sources are saying that the victim and the suspect in this case were in the junior ROTC together. We're also told that another student is in custody, but they're a person of interest, so to speak. They're not necessarily a suspect in this case. Nonetheless, just a sad story. This all started unfolding yesterday, Tuesday, right around 4, and we're still waiting to learn more details, really about, why this happened, a motive, what led up to it, or even, why there was a gun on campus. A lot of details we're still waiting on questions and answers for. I know parents are pretty fired up about all of this, so be sure to stay with us, KHU.com. And there is going to be a vigil tonight at Evelyn's Park that is actually going to be in Bellaire, so that is at 7:30. But nonetheless, still a sad day there for students and faculty at Bellaire High School. All right, so our next story that we were talking about this morning, and it is the sign stealing scandal that continues to make national headlines. Red Sox yesterday, big news, parting ways with Alex Cora, the manager. Obviously, he was the bench coach during the 2017 World Series run for the Astros. MLB reporting, or a report suggests that Cora might have been the mastermind behind this sign stealing scheme. And now the MLB is investigating whether or not Cora took this scheme to Boston and helped them win the 2018 World Series. Now this comes on the heels of Monday's news where A.J. Hinch and Jeff Luhnow were both fired, and now Alex Cora is out there in Boston. This morning, we were asking the question, should Astros players face punishment for stealing signs? This morning, most people, at least in our survey online, most people said no. But I'd love to hear what some of you guys have to think, whether or not you think the players should face penalties, or if you think they should be cleared and nothing should be done to them. An interesting, another little tidbit, Carlos Beltran on that 2017 World Series championship team, he is going to be the manager of the New York Mets. So it'll be interesting to see if that does anything as far as him becoming a manager for the Mets, or if he will be the manager for the Mets this season. They haven't said anything yet. That was just something I randomly thought of. All right, so next story here is, we're talking a lot about the impeachment. And here's what is expected to happen today. The House is expected to hand over those articles, those 2 articles of impeachment for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. We're expecting a pretty dramatic procession from what I understand, at least researching what it's going to be like. House managers, which will be selected by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, will walk the articles of impeachment across to the Capitol. And from what I'm reading, it's going to be very dramatic, so to speak. Now, there's going to be a vote midday today, that is for sure. and they're expecting those articles of impeachment to be handed over. You saw him there, Senator Majority Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell there. He says that the trial could start as early as next Tuesday, but that has not been confirmed. That is yet to be seen, so we're still kind of waiting on that. But either way, it should be a very historic day as people kind of continue to watch the impeachment process play out. House again expected to hand over those impeachment articles today to the Senate. All right, on that note, those are our three big stories. We're going to check in with Kevin, see if we have any stories or questions that people wanted to know about. I'm sure people are sending in their condolences to folks at Bellaire High School. And again, we don't know why this happened. We don't know how there was a gun on campus. We don't know the name or identities of the students that are involved. We know that the victim in this case is 16 years old, a member of the junior ROTC. The student or the suspect that was arrested and charged with manslaughter, we don't know exactly how old he is. We're hearing that he may be 16 years old as well. We're still trying to figure that out.
It looks, Xavier, to me like almost all of these are condolences. We have a couple of people saying why manslaughter and not murder. But as we said, yeah, we don't have all the details yet for this story.
Yeah, so I think it goes to, and this depends on the investigation. You know, police have information that necessarily they're not sharing with us as to why they charged someone with, say, like who asked that question?
Let's see, it was Sue Harry Lombardi.
Yeah, Sue. So obviously police have information as to why they would charge the suspect or the student in this case with manslaughter as opposed to murder. So obviously continue to follow this story. We're going to continue to follow the story. We're going to have a newscast coming up at noon. So be sure to tune in, but if not, download the KHU mobile app. We're going to send out push notifications once new information comes out of the story. I know Michelle Choi has been following all morning long. She's the one that got us that information that that student has been charged with manslaughter. All right, everyone, that is it for our Social AM update. Thanks for tuning in. There should be, Blake Matthews was saying this earlier, should be a glimmer of sunshine today, so it shouldn't be too cloudy all day long, but again, the high is in the 70s. All right, have a great day. We'll see you later.